Good morning, everyone. So, I can press, sir. Sir, Kishore sir, are you
Yes, sir.
audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. నాకు వినిపిస్తుంది. I'm audible. You continue, sir. Yes.
So, good morning to everyone. So, good morning to our beloved principal sir, Dr. S. Prabhakar Garu. So, today, uh, departments of biochemistry and chemistry organizing a guest lecture on role of chemistry. So, I heartily invite our principal, Dr. S. Prabhakar Garu, and occupy our seat. And I heartily invite our HOD sir, Dr. Sri TVV Sachinarayan Garu occupy this our seat. And this program is hand out to our chairman sir, Dr. S. Prabhakar Garu. అంటే అది మాట్లాడితే డిస్టర్బెన్స్ కదా.
So good morning, all of you. A very good morning to Dr. P.L. Kishore, sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. Very good morning.
We are very glad to have you here on this screen. All our students are watching you. They are eagerly waiting for your lecture. Before that, let me speak a few words on this guest lecture. So at the outset, I congratulate the Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry for organizing this guest lecture, even though it is a very dangerous period. మనందరికీ తెలుసు వీఆర్ ఇన్ ఎ వెరీ పాండమిక్ సిచ్యువేషన్. క్లాసెస్ కూడా జరపడానికి చాలా ఇబ్బంది పడేటువంటి పరిస్థితి. 10 days ఫైనల్ ఇయర్, 10 days సెకండ్ ఇయర్ పెట్టుకొని మిగతా టైంలో ఆన్లైన్ క్లాసెస్ చెప్పుకుంటూ మనం అకాడమిక్ ఇయర్ రన్ చేసుకుంటా ఉన్న పరిస్థితుల్లో ఎవ్రీ ఇయర్ జరిగేటువంటి గెస్ట్ లెక్చర్ని కూడా మనం మిస్ కాకూడదు. పిల్లలకి వచ్చే ఆ బెనిఫిట్ ఏమైతుందో అది ఖచ్చితంగా పిల్లలకు అందించాలి అనేటువంటి. సార్, ఐ థింక్ there is some disturbance from you, sir. Can you mute your mic, sir?
Sure, sir. Sure.
Yeah. All right, sir. Thank you so much. So, స్టూడెంట్స్ కి ప్రతి సంవత్సరం మనం ఏ విధంగా ఇవన్నీ అందిస్తున్నామో అలాగే బెనిఫిట్స్ అన్ని కూడా స్టూడెంట్స్కి అందించాలనేటువంటి ఒక కృత నిశ్చయంతో డిపార్ట్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ కెమిస్ట్రీ ఆర్గనైజ్ చేసినటువంటి గెస్ట్ లెక్చర్కి ముందుగా డిపార్ట్మెంట్ వాళ్ళకి అభినందనలు తెలియపరుస్తా ఉన్నాను. రెండో పాయింట్ ఏంటంటే, అకాడమిక్ ఇయర్ మనకి 20వ తారీఖున స్టార్ట్ అయింది. నిజానికి ఇది ఎప్పుడో స్టార్ట్ కావాలి. మనం సిలబస్లన్నీ కంప్లీట్ చేసుకుని పరీక్షలు రాసే ఒక సెమిస్టర్ కంప్లీట్ చేసుకుని తర్వాత సెమిస్టర్కి వెళ్ళేటువంటి టైం నిజానికి ఇది. కానీ పాండమిక్ పీరియడ్ వల్ల ఒక సెమిస్టర్ మనం లేట్గా స్టార్ట్ చేసుకోవడం జరిగింది. యూనివర్సిటీ వాళ్ళ యొక్క లేదా స్టేట్ గవర్నమెంట్ యొక్క ఉద్దేశం కూడా ఏంటంటే, ఒక అకాడమిక్ ఇయర్ విద్యార్థులకి వేస్ట్ అయినట్లయితే చాలా ప్రెషియస్ అకాడమిక్ ఇయర్ అవుతుంది, అది వేస్ట్ అవ్వకూడదనే ఉద్దేశంతో ఈ కష్టాలన్నింటినీ కూడా జాగ్రత్త ప్లాన్ చేసుకొని ఈ అకాడమిక్ ఇయర్ స్టార్ట్ చేయడం జరిగింది. మన కాలేజ్ విషయానికి వచ్చేటప్పటికి ఐ ఫీల్ వెరీ ప్రౌడ్ అండ్ హ్యాపీ ఆల్సో. ఎందుకంటే చాలా కాలేజెస్ యొక్క స్టాటిస్టిక్స్ నేను చూస్తూ ఉన్నాను. స్టూడెంట్స్ యొక్క అటెండెన్స్ మనం కంపేర్ చేసుకున్నప్పుడు మన కాలేజీలో 80 to 85% ఆఫ్ స్టూడెంట్స్ ఆర్ కమింగ్ టు ది కాలేజ్. చాలా హ్యాపీగా ఉంది మీ అందరినీ చూస్తూ ఉంటే. తెలుసు సిచ్యువేషన్ ఎలా ఉందో తెలుసు, వస్తే వచ్చే ఇబ్బందులు ఏంటో తెలుసు, ఒకవేళ కరోనా ఎక్కడైనా పాజిటివ్ అయినట్లయితే వచ్చేటువంటి కష్టాలని తెలుసు. అయినప్పటికీ కూడా మీ జాగ్రత్తలు మీరు తీసుకుంటూ కాలేజీకి అటెండ్ అవ్వడం అనేది చాలా సంతోషకరమైన విషయం. అటువంటి పరిస్థితుల్లో కూడా ఒక గెస్ట్ లెక్చర్ మనం ఆర్గనైజ్ చేయాలనే ఆలోచన బట్టి కెమిస్ట్రీ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ వాళ్ళకి నేను అభినందనలు తెలియపరుస్తూ, కెమిస్ట్రీ అంటేనే జీవితం. యాక్చువల్గా అక్టోబర్ 18 నుంచి 23 వరకు నేషనల్ కెమిస్ట్రీ వీక్ అని చెప్పి జరుపుతూ ఉంటారు. బహుశా ఆ టైంలో జరగాల్సిన యాక్టివిటీస్ ఆ టైంలో మీరు మాకు అవైలబుల్గా లేరు కాబట్టి దాన్ని కూడా పురస్కరించుకుని ఒక గెస్ట్ లెక్చర్ ఏర్పాటు చేస్తే బాగుంటుంది కెమిస్ట్రీ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ యొక్క ఉద్దేశం. కాబట్టి వారిని మరొకసారి అభినందిస్తూ, గెస్ట్ లెక్చర్ అనేది మీ యొక్క లైఫ్లో చాలా చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఎందుకంటే మీకు వచ్చేటువంటి రెగ్యులర్ టీచర్సు వాళ్ళ పద్ధతిలో, వాళ్ళకు వచ్చినటువంటి పద్ధతిలో వాళ్ళు నేర్చుకున్నటువంటి అంశాలని చదువుకొని బాగా పరిశీలించి వచ్చి మీకు బోధిస్తూ ఉంటారు. సంవత్సరం అంతా అదే టీచర్ బోధిస్తూ ఉంటారు కాబట్టి మీకు ఒక మోనోటోనస్గానే అనిపిస్తుంది. కానీ ఇటువంటి గెస్ట్ లెక్చర్స్ అరేంజ్ చేసినప్పుడు యూ విల్ లిసన్ టు ఎ డిఫరెంట్ లెక్చర్. వాళ్ళ ప్రజెంటేషన్ డిఫరెంట్గా ఉంటుంది. యూనివర్సిటీ స్థాయిలో ప్రొఫెసర్స్ వచ్చి ఇక్కడ చెప్తున్నప్పుడు మీకు కావాల్సిన సమాచారం కన్నా ఎడిషనల్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ మీకు రావడానికి అవకాశం ఉంటుంది. ఇవన్నీ కూడా మీకు రాబోయేటువంటి రోజుల్లో భవిష్యత్తులో ఉపయోగకరంగా ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి ఈ గెస్ట్ లెక్చర్స్ ఏర్పాటు చేస్తారు. కాబట్టి చాలా దూరం నుంచి మాస్టర్ టైంని స్పేర్ చేసుకుని మన కోసం ఆన్లైన్లో ఉన్నారు. ఆన్లైన్ క్లాస్ జరిగినంతసేపు, ఈ గెస్ట్ లెక్చర్ జరిగినంతసేపు నా రిక్వెస్ట్ ఏంటంటే శ్రద్ధగా వినండి. సార్ ఏం చెప్తున్నారో అన్నీ కూడా చాలా సిన్సియర్గా ఫాలో అవ్వండి. సెషన్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత మీకు ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నట్లయితే ఒక 5 minutes మీకు ఛాన్స్ ఇస్తారు. యూ కెన్ రేజ్ యువర్ డౌట్స్. సార్ వాటిని క్లారిఫై కూడా చేస్తారు. కాబట్టి ఐ రిక్వెస్ట్ ఆల్ ద స్టూడెంట్స్ టు మేక్ యూజ్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ ఆపర్చునిటీ అండ్ గెట్ బెనిఫిట్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ దట్. థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ గివింగ్ మీ దిస్ ఆపర్చునిటీ టు స్పీక్ ఎ ఫ్యూ వర్డ్స్ ఆన్ దిస్ గెస్ట్ లెక్చర్. నా రిక్వెస్ట్ ఐకేఎస్సి కోఆర్డినేటర్ గారు రావాలి, ఆయన క్లాస్లో ఉన్నారు. I request the in-charge principal of our college, Dr. G. Venkatrao garu, to speak a few words on this occasion.
Good morning to all. Respected our principal, Dr. S. Prabhakar garu, head of the department of chemistry, Satish garu, and Durga Prasad and other faculty members. So very good guest lecture about the chemistry topic. I'm very happy. ఎందుకంటే కెమిస్ట్రీ అనేది మాస్టర్ ఒక లైఫ్ అన్నారు. మీరు డిఫరెంట్ కెమికల్స్ మీరు యాడ్ చేసినప్పుడు ఒక సొల్యూషన్ వస్తుంది. ఆ సొల్యూషను చాలా యూజ్ఫుల్ అవుతుంది. ఇదొక ఎక్స్పెరిమెంటల్కి. అలాగే ఆ కెమిస్ట్రీ అనేది మన దేశానికి లేకపోతే మన యొక్క డెవలప్మెంట్కి ఎంత ఉపయోగపడుతుందో కెమిస్ట్రీ అనేది చాలా నీడ్. అట్లాగే ఈ కెమిస్ట్రీని మనం ఎగ్జాంపుల్గా తీసుకుని ఒక ఇండియన్ సొసైటీలో చాలా క్యాస్ట్లు ఉన్నాయి. చాలామంది డిఫరెంట్ పర్సన్స్ ఉంటారు. రకరకాల భావాలు ఉంటాయి, రకరకాల ఆచారాలు ఉంటాయి, రకరకాల కట్టుబాట్లు ఉంటాయి. వీళ్ళందరినీ మనం ఏకదాటిగా సమకూర్చి ఒక మంచి ఒక గుడ్ సొసైటీని తయారు చేయటం ఒక వంతు. అంతే. అటువంటిప్పుడు గుడ్ సొసైటీని మనం ఎందుకు తయారు చేస్తున్నామంటే అందరూ కూడా ఒకే భావాలతోటి జీవించడానికి అవకాశం ఉంటుంది. సో ఏ విధమైన ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ లేకుండా సమాజం ఒక మంచి ప్రోగ్రెసివ్ స్టేజ్కి వెళ్ళడానికి అవకాశం ఉంటుంది. అందువల్ల కెమిస్ట్రీ అనేది చాలా యూజ్ఫుల్ అన్ని రకాలుగా. ఇవాళ మనం కరోనా పాండమిక్ పీరియడ్లో ఎంత మనం యూజ్ అయ్యిందంటే కెమికల్స్, మనం ఈరోజు మనం బతకమంటే బికాజ్ ఆఫ్ ది కెమికల్స్. అది యూజ్ చేసుకోవటం వల్ల మనం కొన్ని బ్యాక్టీరియాస్ని మనం చంపుకున్నాం. లేకపోతే ఆ శానిటైజింగ్ కానీ లేకపోతే ఇతర కెమికల్స్ అందుబాటులో లేవనుకోండి, మనం చాలా నష్టపోదు. మన భారతదేశం చాలా సమస్యలకు గురవును. అందువల్ల ఈ కెమికల్స్ అనేది ఏ విధంగా ఉపయోగపడుతున్నాయి, దాన్ని ఎలా మనం తయారు చేసుకోవాలి, అవి ఏ రంగాలకి ఉపయోగపడుతున్నాయి అనేది మీరు బాగా స్టడీ చేయండి. ఇప్పుడు సపోజ్ అగ్రికల్చర్ ఫీల్డ్ ఉంది. అగ్రికల్చర్ ఫీల్డ్లో ఇవాళ ఇండియా ఇజ్రాయెల్ నుంచి కెమికల్స్ దిగుమతి చేసుకుంటున్నారు. ఇజ్రాయెల్ దేశం నుంచి బాగా యూజ్ అవుతుందంట అది. వ్యవసాయం చాలా అది ప్రోగ్రెస్గా ఉంటుందని చెప్తున్నారు. మరి ఇండియా ఎందుకు అంత కెమికల్స్ని ప్రొడక్ట్ చేయలేకపోతున్నారు? ఒకసారి మీరు కూడా రేపు రోజుల్లో మీరు సైంటిస్టులు అవుతారు. దాని మీద మీరు మనసు పెట్టారు, రీసెర్చ్ చేయాలి. సో అటువంటి యూజ్ఫుల్ మెడికల్ ప్రొడక్ట్స్ అన్ని కూడా మీరు బాగా స్టడీ చేసి, గెస్ట్ లెక్చర్ చెప్పిన విషయాలు బాగా స్టడీ చేసి మీరు ఫ్యూచర్లో ఎంఎస్సికి వెళ్తారు, లేకపోతే ఒక ఎంపీలకి వెళ్తారు, రీసెర్చ్ చేస్తారు. కాబట్టి మీ యొక్క మైండ్ని బాగా డెవలప్ చేసుకుని బాగా మంచి అభివృద్ధి చెందాలని మీకు బెస్ట్ విషెస్ తెలియజేస్తూ ఈ అవకాశం ఇచ్చినటువంటి ప్రిన్సిపల్ గారు ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేస్తాను. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ డాక్టర్ వెంకట్రావు గారు ఫర్ యువర్ గుడ్ వర్డ్స్. ఇందాక నేను నేషనల్ వీక్ అని చెప్పాను. నేషనల్ వీక్ ఏ సందర్భంగా దాన్ని మనం సెలబ్రేట్ చేసుకుంటామంటే నేషనల్ మోల్ డే, October 23rd. అంతేనా మాస్టారు? అవగాడ్రో మోల్. సో అవగాడ్రోస్ నంబర్ 6.02 into 1023 కదా, అది బేసిక్ ఇదంటారు కదా. దానికి బేస్ చేసుకొని October 23rd మోల్ డే అంటారు. సో ఆల్మోస్ట్ 18th to 23. సో 1 వీక్ని నేషనల్ కెమిస్ట్రీ వీక్గా మనం జరుపుకుంటూ ఉంటాం. దాని పర్పస్ ఏంటంటే ఏ కార్యక్రమం జరుపుకున్నా, ఏదన్నా ఒక యాక్టివిటీ మనం చేసినా ఎందుకు ఇది జరపాలి అని ఒకసారి ఆలోచించినట్లయితే కెమిస్ట్రీ వీక్ని ఎందుకు జరపాలి? సో పీపుల్ షుడ్ రియలైజ్ హౌ ఇంపార్టెంట్ కెమిస్ట్రీ ఈజ్ ఇన్ అవర్ లైఫ్. మన జీవితంలో కెమిస్ట్రీ, ఎవ్రీడే లైఫ్లో కెమిస్ట్రీ ఉంటుంది. ప్రతిరోజు కెమిస్ట్రీ ఏది లేకుండా మనం లేము. కెమిస్ట్రీ లేకుండా లేము, ఫిజిక్స్ లేకుండా లేము. కాదంటే ఇది ఫిజిక్స్గా అప్లై అవుతుంది, కెమిస్ట్రీకి అప్లై అవుతుంది, ఇప్పుడు ఆలోచించం అంతే. ఆలోచించినట్లయితే దేర్ ఈస్ కెమిస్ట్రీ ఇన్ ఎవ్రీ యాక్టివిటీ ఆఫ్ ఇన్ అవర్ లైఫ్. సో ఆ మోల్డ్ డే సందర్భంగా ఈ కెమిస్ట్రీ వీక్ని జరుపుకుంటారు. సో మరొకసారి ఈ కార్యక్రమాన్ని నిర్వహిస్తున్నందుకు కెమిస్ట్రీ వాళ్ళ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ అభినందిస్తూ ఐ రిక్వెస్ట్ అవర్ హెడ్ ఆఫ్ ది డిపార్ట్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ కెమిస్ట్రీ Satish Garu to introduce our guest to the students.
Good morning, everybody. P.L. Kishore Garu, School of Chemistry, Andhra University లో గెస్ట్ ఫ్యాకల్టీగా చేస్తున్నారు. సార్ సంబంధించి చాలా రీసెర్చ్ పేపర్స్ ఇంటర్నేషనల్ జర్నల్స్లో పబ్లిష్ అయ్యాయి. సార్ రాసిన బుక్ టైటిల్ అప్లైడ్ అనాలిసిస్ ఆఫ్ ఫినిష్డ్ ప్రొడక్ట్స్. ప్రిన్సిపల్ గారు ఇంటర్మీడియట్ బైపీసీ, అవగాడ్రో నెంబర్ చెప్పారు కదా, గుర్తుంది. ఇంటర్మీడియట్ బైపీసీ, బిఏ లిటరేచర్, నెక్స్ట్ ఎంఏ లిటరేచర్. ఇంగ్లీష్ అంటే ఇంట్రెస్ట్ కాబట్టి సైన్స్ వదిలేసి అటువైపు వెళ్ళారు మాస్టర్. నేను నిన్న చెప్పాను సిపిజెడ్ క్లాస్లో, అసలు ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ పాడైపోవడం కారణం ఎవరు? కెమిస్ట్రీ. అలాంటి కెమిస్ట్రీ సబ్జెక్ట్ ఎందుకు ఉంచారండి? అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం దెర్ ఇస్ నో కెమిస్ట్రీ, నో లైఫ్. అందుకే ఇప్పుడు గ్రీన్ సెన్సిస్, హరిత రసాయన శాస్త్రం, గ్రీన్ కెమిస్ట్రీ అది కొత్తగా ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేశారు. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఆల్రెడీ ఉన్న రియాక్షన్స్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ పొల్యూట్ అవ్వకుండా, అంటే బై ప్రొడక్ట్స్ రావడం వల్ల గాలి వదిలేస్తుంటారు. బై ప్రొడక్ట్స్ లేని సెన్సెస్ కొత్త కొత్త మెథడ్స్ అన్ని ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేశారు. అదే గ్రీన్ కెమిస్ట్రీ. అదే కెమిస్ట్రీ అంటే ప్రాక్టికల్లో కూడా అన్ని టెస్టబుల్లో వేసేస్తున్నాం అంటే, సింకులు పంపేస్తాం, వాటర్ ఏమో డ్రైనేజ్కి వెళ్తుంది, కాళ్ళ వాటర్ పొల్యూట్ అయిపోతుంది, ఎయిర్లో వేలేస్తున్నాం, ఎయిర్ పొల్యూట్ అయిపోతుంది. అలా సో మెనీ ఇండస్ట్రీస్ అన్ని కూడా గాలిలో వదిలేస్తుంది. సరే సార్, మనం ఎక్కువ టైం తీసుకోకుండా రిసోర్స్ పర్సన్ డాక్టర్ పిఎల్ కిషోర్ గారికి ఎక్కువ టైం ఇవ్వాలి కాబట్టి సార్
Sir, Dr. P.L. Kishore Garu.
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you, sir.
Now I
Thank you.
request you to start your guest lecture, sir.
Thank
Once
you, sir.
again, I
Thank you.
thank you for sparing your valuable time to our students.
Yes, sir.
I am very happy to meet you on the screen, sir. Very glad.
Yes, yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you very much, Dr. Sudhakar Garu, Principal Sir, and all other HOD of Chemistry for my introduction. And let me start my session today. I will share my screen. I think I'm getting my PPT right.
No, sir. No, sir.
Is it not getting, sir? Just pin on my screen, sir. Now it is getting, I think.
So, okay, sir. Okay, sir. We have
Yeah,
two
yeah,
accounts,
yeah,
sir.
yes, yes, sir. Yes. So pin on my screen, yes, second screen, sir. You
Yes, sir.
have P.L. Kishore presenting.
Yes, sir.
I stop my disable my camera, then it will be very easy for you. Yeah. So my voice is clear now, sir. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, sir.
No
Yes, sir.
disturbance now. Yeah. Shall I continue with that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, I will start off with it. And yeah, a very good morning to one and all, especially Principal Dr. Sudhakar Garu. So MBS, JS and RVR College and head of the Department of Chemistry, and Sivaji Garu, lecturer in biochemistry, and all other faculty and my dear students. A very good morning to everybody. So today I have invited for the lecture called as the chemistry in everyday life or importance of chemistry. So I told they requested me to give the lecture regarding the importance of chemistry in everyday life. So yeah, so I will justify with that. I will start off with the a question with all the students that I will let us start our session with the what is meant by chemistry. What is chemistry? So because we have got all the questions and we all enthusiastically see that what is chemistry, what is physics, what is maths, like that. So what is chemistry actually? So what it does or what it does, where we find chemistry. So everybody is saying that chemistry is a life. So in all the life, in a regular activities, we will find chemistry. Then these are all the things that everybody say. Every your lecturer or your master or your teachers or your neighbors or anything. So anybody will say that chemistry is a life. Chemistry is everywhere, everywhere. Then what is chemistry? So what is meant by chemistry then? Then if you pose a question that what is chemistry, so we can find the chemistry in everything in you, inside you. When you hear, when you see, when you smell, when you taste or a touch, which involves entirely everything involves chemistry and of course the chemicals or the matter. So when you think of, when you start with the question that what is meant by chemistry, so if you can able to see a beautiful colors in the world because of is just because of the so some chemical reactions or chemistry happening inside you. And if you smell the flowers, if you smell anything or fragrances, whether it is a good or a bad, so that also involves the chemistry. And if you taste or if you touch, if you feel, whether it is a hot or a cold, or just like that. So that means everything you see or you hear or a smell or a touch, so which involves in everybody, everything has got the reason behind that is nothing but chemistry, and it involves some chemicals. So see, the chemistry, we can define the chemistry as the science that deals with the properties, the composition, and the structure of substances, the transformations they undergo, and the energy that is released or absorbed during these processes. We can define the chemistry as the science that deals with properties. Okay, so what are the properties of that matter? What will be the composition and structure of the substances? So, and the transformations that may, the one substance may transform into another. So suppose if you see, we are in a daily life, we all know that H2 plus O2 from very childhood. So we'll have the reaction that H2 plus O2 gives rise to H2O. Hydrogen and oxygen combines to give the water molecule. So is a transformation where two gases combine together to transform into another product. So these are all given reasons given by chemistry, and the energy that is released or absorbed during these processes. So in sometimes the energy may be released or sometimes energy may be absorbed. So all these aspects are explained by chemistry, and we can define the chemistry as like this. So this is the science that deals with everything. That's what the thing happening in and around your body as well as your surroundings. So we can simply define the chemistry as knowing about yourself and your surroundings. So we can define the chemistry as like that. See, the chemistry actually it begins with curiosity. So we all know that. So every student, so everybody, your masters will tell to the students every day, especially in the intermediate standard. So you should be curious. Suppose if you are curious about the things, then you better to opt for the science group, that is chemistry or physics like that, because the chemistry it begins with the curiosity. Curiosity means how things, what, how, when, where, like that. So these are all the questions which increase the curiosity in the students. So the many different fields use chemistry. So the chemistry is called central science because it overlaps with many sciences. As you see, we'll see in the next slide. So why should we study the chemistry? Because it's a fun in that. If you really love chemistry, you can see the fun in the chemistry, ease of doing and doing the experiments. All the things is a very fun when you love or when you increase your curiosity regarding the chemistry. So what I can say is a word, because the chemistry is, if you don't work as a chemistry, whether you are a chemist or you studying chemistry or not, so but you are doing chemistry or something it involves in the chemistry. So whether you are good, if you don't work as a chemist also, suppose if you not belong to the chemistry also, but you are doing chemistry knowingly, unknowingly, in every day of life. So whether you're doing, you go to when you are cooking or when you are cleaning your hands or detergents, when you are taking the medicine, or when you dilute your so juice or any syrups, so with your water, these all involves the chemistry. See here, the chemistry is the central of science. As I told you, chemistry is the central of science. You can see here. So yeah, so is it clear now, voice? I think some disturbance is coming. Somebody has unmuted. Yeah, Durga Prasad garu.
Sir, you are very clear.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Your voice is very clear and your PPT is also very clear. You
Okay,
can go
sir.
ahead, sir. We don't have any disturbance from your side also.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Do you have any disturbance from my side, sir?
Yes, it is some voice disturbance is, I think somebody has muted. Okay, sir. It's okay. Not a bit. Now it is clear. Okay, sir. I will continue. Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
So see here, when you go with the chemistry, as I told you, the central of science. See here in this slide, you can see the chemistry, it became the central of all the sciences you are seeing here. You can see the physics, chemical physics, biochemistry, biology, medicine, and zoology, geochemistry, astronomy. So these are all actually has linked. So either directly or indirectly to the chemistry. So the physics and the medicine, these are all directly related to chemistry, where the chemistry is located exactly at the center of all the sciences. So we can say the importance of chemistry you can see here, because if the chemistry is applicable, so is useful in all the fields, wherever you know these fields, like so biochemistry, so it's a very biology. These are all life sciences, medicine. So without medicine, as sir, our vice principal sir said today, so chemistry has actually, so our life saved our lives, several lives during this pandemic situation. So, and geology, geochemistry, and astronomy. So these are all the different fields of science, so that is related to this chemistry, we can say. So the how this chemistry, actually how we can study the chemistry, because the molecular transformations are the basic to production of foodstuffs, medicine, fuel, and materials. So what the molecular transformations means, because it start every chemistry or chemistry will start with the atom, so with the basic material called atom, and that atoms will transform, will react together to form the molecules, and several molecules so have transformed, so and given to us as food, as well as the medicine, fuel, materials, etc. In this you can see we are getting the food, or we are getting the medicine, and we are getting different fuels and several materials because of the transformations of the atoms into the several compounds. So we will rely on this science to maintain our, to sustain our life. So and whole environment so is dependent on these several different transformations. So today I just like to go with maximum input to give you in what fields and in what are the different aspects and different areas that the chemistry is involved and is very much involved in the different different areas. So I'd like to say those areas, and before that, why should we study chemistry? So it's a very basic question that generally it was raised in our mind. Why should we? Okay, chemistry is important. Chemistry is the central of science. Okay, these are all very good. Then, so anybody ask, or any in your mind, so it may be a question that why should we learn the chemistry? Why should we learn chemistry? Why? So the chemistry, because we should learn the chemistry because it gives us the water, okay, and air. These two are the essential: food, water, air. These are the three essential components, so that are very much important to sustain the human life, or any life, animal or human life. So if the life is there, we need air, we need water, and we need food. So without these three things, so we cannot sustain, our life cannot be sustained. So why should we learn chemistry? Because it is providing us the three basic needs, that is water, that is pure water, pure air, and food. Okay, so that means studying chemistry means so studying so your own needs. So that's why you should learn chemistry, whether you are you are a science student or an art student or whatever it may be, because the chemistry is providing us the three basic needs. So we should learn the chemistry. So let us go to directly with the my topic, that is, so what is the importance of chemistry in everyday life? I will start with the very olden age, that is metal age. So after the rock age, we know that metal age. So right with the metal age, I will start with that. So the chemistry, first of all, the chemistry is giving several metals. So among them, those are precious metals are there. So the gold, the platinum, and the copper. So because you know the importance of gold, the importance of copper, importance of platinum, especially the coinage elements like copper is very much important and for all the needs, and gold. So these are all the metals so that are given actually, so because of the chemistry itself, these are all the different elements actually, so there in the chemistry where, and with the mixing of those metals, so in the bronze age, where we go to the metal age, where 1100 BC, you can see the some bronze eggs, and these are all the coins, different coins, and some gun metals. These are all alloys. Okay, so now we are seeing, we are enjoying the results of the different metals and its alloys. So we are all enjoying these different alloys, metals, coins. So we can see the bronze, brass, bell metal, so gunmetal, German silver, these are all the several examples of the metals and its combinations. So again, I am raising the transformation. The transformation means, so one thing is transformed to other things, or one substance is transformed to the other substance. So here, these are all the several alloys that are not available in the readily available in the nature. So because these are all the products and fruits of the this chemistry. So that we know, I will show the next slide what is the importance of these alloys. So in various fields where we are using these alloys. So the brass, bronze, bell metal, these are all the things. See here, and the chemistry also giving us the materials, especially the steel. We know that steel, so which is used for, and cement, ceramics, so pottery. So we can see the steel and the cement is only the main constituents, so which are useful. So for the construction field, we cannot assume actually, or we cannot think. So our life without the steel and the cement. So because nowadays every construction so needs this steel and the cement. So and ceramics, especially the ceramics and the pottery. So you know that the ceramic especially used so for several purposes. So right from the flooring, right from the making the balls, so etc. The ceramics, pottery. These are all very much useful, and these are all the products of chemistry itself. See here, so these are the some list of so metals as well as the alloys, so which has got the several composition. This is only because of the chemistry, the transformation of the things from the one to the another, and some uses. You can see here the brass, which are very much useful. So with for the manufacturing of the locks, gears, acoustic instruments. So this brass especially contains copper and zinc, and you can see the bronze, so which contains mostly the copper, very much useful for the bronze medals, so sculptures. Okay, and gunmetal. So this gunmetal is very pretty much useful nowadays for the metal castings, alloys, so bearings, alloy wheels, and we are all seeing the German silver nowadays, the sterling silver or German silver, that does not any contain any silver at all, but it seems to be the silver. So it was silver plated cutleries, so musical instrument that contains the copper, nickel, and zinc. So at around, so these are the compositions. And steel, you can see nearly 20% of the steel, that actually the maximum of 20% is chromium and remaining will be iron, which gives us a chromium steel is called as stainless steel. Stainless steel. It was stainless steel, very much useful for the, especially for the utensils and automobiles and ceramics. So we all see that ceramics are ceramic plates, cups, saucers, as well as the floor for the flooring. So these are all ceramic plates where this contains the silica, alumina like that. And cement. So you know that cement is also very much useful for the constructions. And you can see here the composition of cement is nearly like this. C means why I am giving these, starting with these is because, so in everyday life, we come across any one of these elements or these alloys. So without these alloys, we cannot able to. So suppose you can check. So one or more than one alloys can able to come across in your life every day. So we are surrounded by these of the fruits of the chemistry, where we are seeing enjoying these metals and alloys. See, so the chemistry also giving us the several materials. Chemistry also giving us several materials, especially the fuels. Okay, the propellants, the composite materials. So we so successfully so get landed on the moon as well as the Mars also. So especially our ISRO so has driven landed the in the moon as well as the Mars orbiter also. So that means several lakhs of kilometers so they are traveling because of the different composite materials, especially the fuels. So the liquid fuels, solid fuels. So these are all several composites because of the research that was developed by the chemistry itself. Several propellants you can see. So here the acetylene is also a fuel so that burns at a high temperature and making the reaction very much useful for the welding purposes. So that is because of the reactions, a several reaction between the acetylene and the air you can see. So and the especially very important material that was given by this because of the chemistry is in automobiles. You can see the airbags. You can see the airbags which are saving several lives so during the accidents, because in olden days no such mechanism is there, but now so most of the vehicles so is arranged with the airbags. So the airbags saves our lives simply by opening during the accidents. So this actually they opened all of a sudden and they filled with the air or actually that nitrogen because of the so there is a chemical reaction. Okay, so the actually in that airbags so it was inflated and which all of a sudden if airbags opened initially there ignites a reaction. There contains actually the sodium azide which ignites and gives the nitrogen gas which immediately filled within a fraction of seconds. Within a fraction of seconds immediately so it saves our life. See here you can see the reaction of this airbags, the sodium azide. So immediately so actually the ignited and give the nitrogen gas which filled, and the sodium azide also useful, very much useful in the planes parachutes, escape parachutes. So escape parachutes also this sodium azide is a compound actually which was very much useful for this. So this is a where you can see so these are all the materials so that are every day in our chemistry. It is every day we are come across in our life. These are all because of the chemistry itself. So let us see the dyes and the pigments. So the chemistry also so which involves so is giving us a several beautiful colors. So like dyes and the pigments, we are enjoying the colors, a colorful life in our a colorful life because of these different dyes. So a dye is a colored substance that has affinity to substrate to which it is being applied. So actually the dye will adds so color to the whatever may be the substance you add. So the dye is generally applied in a solution required to moderate to improve the fastness of the dye or the fiber. So a dyes as well as the pigments. So the pigments that are very useful for the coloring the paints. So the every paints now we are seeing in olden days actually in our early ages we can able to see only the white color. So that is white paint itself. White paint only used for the decorate the houses. But now we are seeing a vibrant colors, a different colors, vibrant colors. So we are filling our decorating our house or anything because of this is all because happening because of the a development of several pigments. Several pigments, so they were used, and readily we can mix those pigments to have the desired color. So as well as inks, so our plastic, fabric also. So we are enjoying these several synthetic fabrics with different wide varieties of colors and cosmetics, even the food also. So the appeal of the food is increased. So because the food appeal is very, very important. So that was very increased because of the synthetic pigments, colors. So these are all because of these. So the results of the chemistry. So especially the colors, inks, so like that. So most pigments are used so as the dry colorings, especially so a fine powders, so to enhance the colors in the world. So the world became very much colorful nowadays because of the so invention of these pigments. So the pigments, so colors, dyes. So how these colors and pigments, so also they can change the color simply by whenever this is a phenomenon where the light goes falls inside and some part of light get reflected, and that reflected light you are going to see here. We can able to observe with our naked eye because that light is the so the transmitted part or reflected part of the light. So that is the thing we can able to see. See here, several transition compounds. I have collected several transition compounds. You come across these compounds in your laboratory also. I think you have seen these compounds. You can see right from the left. So the cobalt, which gives the red, the potassium dichromate, and potassium chromate, which is in yellow color, nickel, which is in light green, copper is in blue, whereas the KMnO4, potassium permanganate, in purple. You just think of it, these are the different colors, so different pigments, so that can we can able to produce only with the help of the chemistry. So these are all the colors that made our life very colorful, very colorful. So this is the importance. And now go to the plastics. Let us see the plastics, so are polymers. So you can see here in this slide, so everywhere these are all different several polymers, right from your toothbrush, right from your peeler. You can see here in the corner, so there is a peeler. So right from the peeler to your toothbrush to the watch or to the automobiles, everywhere now you are seeing the polymers, a wide variety of polymers. So there is a controversy that polymers are not useful, creating the environmental worse pollution. But now the as the our sir told previously just before, we are the destroyers and we are the creators. The chemistry is the destroyers as well as creators as well as the destroyers. So they will destroy, but they will show the path to create a new path. So for the greener and eco-friendly environment also. So there no doubt about that polymers plastics are very much useful in our life, but there are some limitations. So not for the single use or for the so multi-purpose. See here the polymers, you can see a wide variety of polymers that we can enjoy. So with the different bottles, right from the bottles so to the water bottles, pet bottles, or sunglasses, right from the tires, so bags. So these are all the polymers. So in our daily life, you can see. See here a world of plastic. Now in our every home, the a world of plastic. You can spot out. So what are the different uses of plastics in this slide? So right from the child toys or kid toys to the everywhere. So everywhere there are plastic is there. Everywhere, right from your TVs, so your shoes, so artificial leather is a polymer, artificial leather. So everywhere. So in this slide, So everywhere there is a polymer. So that means the polymers or plastics are pretty much useful, but they have got some limitations. So in our life, see the polycarbonates, especially the polycarbonates nowadays. So these polycarbonates are developed, which are useful for the manufacturing of these chairs, water bottles. In olden days, there are PET bottles, polyethylene terephthalate bottles, but they were now replaced by these polycarbonates, because this polycarbonate is somewhat so biodegradable than that of the PETs. So the utilities of this polycarbonates PC, so very much useful to house the greenhouses. So greenhouses, we can see the landscapes it filled with the enclosed with the greenhouses, and with the bottles, especially water bottles, compact discs, and most of the so utensil equipments and automobiles. This polycarbonate so is very much useful nowadays. So this is a somewhat so good plastic than that of the remaining. And you can see the biodegradable polymers. Now the concept is getting, as I told you, green polymers. So green polymers are the bioplastics. You can see the bioplastics where it actually, the problem with the normal polymers is they cannot dissociate, or they cannot actually degrade to the environment, and it takes a lot of thousands of years to decompose into the environment. But whereas you see here the biodegradable polymers, so they can able to degrade so in the environment easily. So that means eco-friendly. So they have developed a lot of these biodegradable polymers nowadays, especially the polylactic acid, PLA, polylactic acid, so polyhydroxyalconate, PHAs, and polybutylene succinates, and polycaprolactones, especially the polylactic acid, PLAs. These are the polymers now they are using preparing, and they have done research on these biodegradable polymer. As I told you that they find the solution, and they found the solution for the plastics and polymers, and they come up with the development of several biodegradable polymers. So especially this polylactic acid, which is prepared by lactic acid. So this was a very much useful biodegradable polymer, especially useful for the food products. We can able to eat them, or we can able to so throw away, so that they can able to degrade in the environment pretty easily. So that was the actually the very latest development of the polymers. So they, every question or every problem there is a solution. So the only thing is, as I told you, very first, curiosity. Everything is curiosity, and the you need curiosity and fun. If you develop those two aspects in developing the chemistry, so every problem will find a solution in the chemistry itself. So you can see the energy. Coming to the energy, so the every aspect of the this energy, or the energy that we are getting because of the this development of latest development of the science itself, especially the chemistry. So now in traditional fuels like fossil fuels, where we can take the mining activity of the coal and petroleum products. So but their uh, problems with the greenhouse environment, they are creating very adverse effects to the environment. Now we are moving, the energy is like pretty moving to the solar as well as the nuclear energies and solar energies. So there is a research, and there is a prediction that almost in 2050, that means nearly 30 years after, that means you may be the age, you can see that where you can find in 2050 more almost 80% of the fuel stations are So either the solar fuels or that means fuel cells. So that means almost our petrol bunks, 80% of our fuel stations, that is petrol bunks, may be vanished. So they will occupy a new era of petrols, that is fuels, that is either fuel cells or fuel stations or the solar stations. So, okay, that means just think of it. So we are shifting so our fuel to the one to the another because of the this aspect. I mean, research of the chemistry itself. We can get the solar energy, can give the nuclear fission. We have got several kinds of energies available: solar energy, nuclear energies, so that is batteries. Okay, and just like you can see, fuels like fossil fuels or coal, like petroleum products, and biofuels also. You see here in the slide, you can see right from batteries or coal. This is a product of these thermal fuels, and this is from the sun. That means so solar energy. Because we are getting lot of energy. Sun is the chief source of energy. We can conserve that energy to produce the fuels or to produce the energy to run the machines. So biofuels. See here the power generation by type at present, entire our globe, 65% of the energy that we are getting is because of the fossils, because of the burning the fossil fuels. The burning the fossil fuels means so burning the either petrol or the coal, etc. So burning the fossil fuels, we are getting 65% of the energy. So, and 15% of the energy is from nuclear fuels, and 16% of the energy is from hydropower. So very less energy we are getting with the 1.7 with the wind energy, and solar energy is 0.18. This is the statistics at present. But you can imagine that after 30 years, nearly 2050, this scenario will be so changed. So almost fossil fuels will become the major now, but that may be minor. So at almost after 20 or 30 years later. So means we are transforming again. I'm stressing that we are transforming so from one to the another, so because of the developments of the chemistry, so that is giving us so the okay these enjoy these things. See here, so you can see there have been a 47% growth in the coal production over 25 years. As I told you, it provides nearly 38% of the world's electricity. Only is given by supplied by burning these coal, okay, thermal power plants. So, and has proven the reserves last for at least 200 years. But and oil and gas are also about 50 years. That means about 50 years nearly. So we are going to empty all our oils and gases. So that means we have to search for the another resources. So as I told you, most of them are solar as well as the fuel cells. See here the solar energy and the nuclear fission. You can see the solar energy where we are taking the advantage of the sun's radiation. So that sun's radiation now almost, so most of the in cities especially, the street lights are equipped with the solar power, solar panels. So where the photovoltaic cells are there, inside that there is a photovoltaic cell. Because of that Einstein's photoelectric effect, that photovoltaic cells will absorb the sun's radiation, photons of light radiation, and that light radiation is converted into electrical energy. That electrical energy is stored so in the batteries, and it was utilized to generate the power in the houses. So we can we are going to see these developments in the coming years, maybe 5 or 10 years like that. We are going to see these developments. Already it is under development, and We are going to see almost in the villages also, most of the people so can able to start with the equipped with these solar panels, especially in our in Andhra University already has implemented. So these solar plants to generate the power, to generate the power their own needs. So simply by absorbing the sun's radiation, utilizing the sun's light radiation to generate their own power. So just think, imagine that. Suppose you can, every home has got this type of arrangement. So the power plants, what happens to the power plants? So that which creates a lot of global warming. They are the main causes of the thermal power plants are the main causes of the global warming. We know that the global warming is a burning issue nowadays, where the temperature is getting our earth temperature is getting heated and heated, increasing and increasing because of the release of greenhouse gases. So the greenhouse gases like nitrogen oxide, sulfur oxides, and carbon dioxide. These are all released because of the what? So this either the burning the fossil fuels and the automobile exhaust. So that burning problem, that greenhouse gas problem will be rectified. Is going to soon we are going to rectify the greenhouse gas effects and global warming because of these solar energies. So this is also a very important result, and if, the fruits of the chemistry, we can say definitely we are proud to say that this is the especially the development of the chemistry. So that's what the we are going to that okay. So solve the problems. See here, and several batteries now. We are taking, we can see the batteries, different types of batteries that I have actually collected. So to show you right from the mobile phone batteries, so to watch batteries and to different types of pencils. And this is the generally useful for the inverter batteries or car batteries, vehicle batteries. So these are all our power. So nowadays our in our mobile phones also, latest development in the mobile phones also. So in almost you can see 5 or 6 years previous world previously, so we can't see this much of power source, this much of power source for the mobile phones. But now we are having lot of power. We are getting more maximum power, utilizing the maximum power with the house. These are all because of a several development of the batteries and fuel cells, especially these fuel cells and batteries, because of the electrochemical cells, where you can see a lot of electrochemistry is involved in these batteries. You studied regarding these batteries, primary cells, secondary cells. So you studied in your intermediate levels. You might have studied about the batteries, where they can, how they are made, and what are the different types of batteries. Where you can see the primary cells, which cannot be restore their energy. Only thing is use and throw. But now there are no primary batteries almost they are their number is decreasing, and we are using the secondary battery, that is dischargeable and chargeable. So regenerate, we can regenerate the store energy inside the batteries. Almost 15 or 20 years ago, we didn't see this many of rechargeable batteries. Only use and throw, that is primary cells are there. But now you can see and we can enjoy these rechargeable batteries. So we are conserving lot of resources only because of development of these secondary batteries. So this is the another thing, that is a nuclear fuel. You can see the nuclear power plant, where you can imagine that, believe it or not, a milligram or several grams of the uranium is enough to give, or to give the power to the power source to the several cities for several years, so several days like that. So that means you can see the nuclear fission. This is all because of the this nuclear power plant or nuclear power fuel is because of this scientist Otto Hahn. The Otto Hahn is the scientist who has discovered the process of nuclear fission.
where a larger nucleus is bombarded with the fast moving neutrons to produce a smaller nucleus. That means if you think that in elements, you studied about the different elements in the periodic table. So a high large nuclei are so uranium like that elements. If you just bombard or if you just break those nuclei into smaller nuclei or nucleus, okay, large nucleus is or large atom is bombarded or destroyed into small nucleus, then it will release a large amount of energy, very huge amount of energy. That energy is utilized to run the machines or to generate the power. So you can see, you all know that in the suns, we are getting the energy. How we are getting energy from the sun, or what is the process that is undergoing in the sun, is nuclear fusion. Means combining the smaller nucleus into larger nucleus. There also a lot of heat is generated. Again, I am telling the go to the that definition of the chemistry: transformation and the energy released or absorbed during these processes is study of chemistry. So the study of chemistry especially deals with this. So nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. Because of this, so we are getting these nuclear fuels. So recently, I don't know whether you read, there is a nuclear fission product that is actually a cell. There is a battery was developed, a fuel cell was developed with the help of this uranium nucleus. Because of the fission of the uranium nucleus, so he designed, he did his research and designed a battery. Battery means a compact battery, just like mobile phone battery, and which lasts for around 28,000 years. Just imagine that a battery works for a power source works for about 28,000 years. A power bank. So you all know we are using most of the people using power banks. A power bank can able to charge the source, so and which will give us the supply the charge or that fuel to the mobile phone for about I mean immediate, I mean so urgent purposes. But where you can see a power source or power bank, so they developed a power bank which can able to last around 28,000 years. This is only because of this nuclear fission. Okay, a few milligrams of uranium has been taken inside, and whenever you connect your terminals, it will go that reaction and it will produce the energy. That energy, so and it will continuously, without any charging or anything, it will continuously run for about 28,000 years. I recently read that article actually. So just imagine that. So for 28,000 years, one battery is working. Means it's a very so okay. So green that thing. So like these biofuels. You can see the biofuels also in every villages in olden days. They will able to produce their own fuel. They can able to produce their own fuel because of the paddy like that. So cow dung like that. That is biomass. Using biomass or the peat, partly decayed vegetable matter. So they can able to produce their own fuel in the villages, especially gobar glass plants are there. That means that is also a biomass or biofuel. Means we can able to generate our own needs simply by some chemical reactions. There actually it produces methane gas into part peat. That means you can see take the vegetable matter or waste and you store them, it will release the methane gas. That methane gas is used to produce the power to run use the that means daily purposes. So ethanol, biodiesels. So biodiesel is from the jatropha plants. You can take the seeds of the plants and you can able to extract the biodiesels and fuel woods. So and residues, crop residues means that decayed matter, and dung. So cow dung and biogas. These are all the several biomasses and biofuels So this is also because of the several uh, fruits of the chemistry itself. And then now the very latest development of the technique is battery run vehicles, the vehicles which are run by the battery. Maybe in 10 or 50 5 or 10 years later, you can able to see in 2030, simply to run your car or a vehicle, two-wheeler, you can able to pour 1 liter or 2 liters of water inside that. That's it. In petrol tank, instead of petrol, you can able to fill the tank with the water, simply water, a pure water. If you pour, and you can start your bike or you can start your car and you can go wherever you want simply. Maybe this is under development, and in our areas also the fuel cells and battery run vehicles, especially two-wheelers, already there in the market, but four-wheelers and especially multi-transport vehicles also, like buses, those things also now they are getting under development, they are under testing. So that means they may, especially they runs on the mechanism that fuel cells, they contains a membrane, an active membrane, and which can able to separate or which can able to split the water into hydrogen gas and the oxygen gas, hydrogen gas and the oxygen gas, where the hydrogen so and oxygen are the sources which gives the energy, and to they undergo combustion to produce the energy to run the vehicles. This is especially these hydrogen and oxygen powered fuel cells are pretty much used in the Apollo machines and spacecrafts, especially in the internet spacecraft there, where they can able to produce so their own fuel by simply taking this water. So this is the fuel cell cars. This is a concept cars where this is under development. Simply as I told you, nowadays we are using vehicle diesel or petrol, which gives us lot of pollution, create lot of pollution, and but when you develop these fuel cells cars or hydrogen powered vehicles, simply you can pour the water and you can start your vehicle and you can run the vehicles. Very simplest mechanism, but it is under development. How to, because the storage of hydrogen gas is a pretty much important here, because the hydrogen being a very much dangerous explosive, so that storage and transport of the gas without any leakage or without any this thing, very sensitive method technique, but thing, that is a major problem they are facing to develop these machines. Only thing is storage of and transport of this hydrogen gas. That is only the thing. See here, the fuel cells. Don't think that fuel cells are macro in size and we have to take. But now the fuel cells are micro size also. Even you can supply the fuel cells. You can see here, I think it is playing. Is it working or not? Yes, it is working there. You can see the working of the fuel cells, where there is a membrane, and we can able to add the water enough. So we can add water so that it can able to, there are two electrodes and we can able to separate the hydrogen and oxygen from the water, which runs the machines here. So which can able to continuous source of the which will release an eco-friendly gases, simply hydrogen and oxygen, not carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide, which are the greenhouse gases. Simply you can run your laptops or you can work with your mobile phones or laptops with these fuel cells itself, which stores a longer period. As I told you, simply a nuclear fission fuel cell like that. Okay, so let us go to the with this. I just wanted to give you the through, I mean, results of the chemistry and the chemistry that we come across in our life, in our daily life. So that means right from the metals, right from the metal alloys, right from the several materials, several materials, and then with the several types of pigments, colors, and then with the different types of energy sources. So we come across all our daily needs. So right from the polymers, plastics, biodegradable plastics. These are all the generally things that we come across in our daily life. We can able to see we are enjoying the results of the chemistry in all these aspects. This is what I have actually divided my topic into two scenarios. Uh, Up to here, this is the material sciences, as well as the several types of energy sources. That's what we are getting from the chemistry. And now we going to enter into the inside our body, it is bio sources. So that means outside our environment, we have seen till now what are the importances of chemistry and results of chemistry. And now I just move to the biosciences. It means what goes inside and what goes actually inside the plants, animals, including the human being. Sir, you can ask, sir. I think you might have doubt that sir is saying only about the surroundings, their chemistry, importance of chemistry about the surroundings. But what happened to the? Is there any nothing chemistry inside our body, or is there any chemistry inside our respiration or any activities or our metabolism or in the plants? Yes, we can say yes, there is a lot of chemistry is there involved. I think, I don't know that at most it will take lot of time if you go inside that. So but I don't want to take that much time, so we'll continue with that. So there is a chemistry. Without chemistry, uh, our human I mean, or anything, any living organisms, so metabolism cannot be taken place. So there is a very much importance is there. That's why I will just discuss with these biosciences. So that means biopolymers, photosynthesis, and also as well as the medicine, etc. So let us see. Yes, with the biopolymers. So where we can see the biopolymers, like so this DNA, RNA, you can see here bioprocess. The whole universe is made up of elements. We all know that several elements. 92 are the very natural elements, naturally occurring elements, and remaining maybe around so 18 elements will be the synthetic elements. Outside the universe is made up of elements means the inside our human body is also made up of several chemicals and elements, especially carbon, hydrogen, and nitrogen. So this is a structure of DNA, where you can see Watson and Crick has given the three-dimensional structure of DNA, which is the main. We all know that the importance of DNA in the body. This is the main cause to produce the metabolic reactions like catabolism and anabolism. So that is nothing but so cationic activities and anionic activities. So the human body is made up of chemicals, and our entire everything. The breathing is a chemical action. I'll show you that breathing. Our breathing, respiration is a chemical reaction. So entire our blood pumping is involves the several series of chemical reactions. So your food digestion involves several enzymatic reactions. So whatever may be the thing, your sweat, you are feeling sweat, your feelings, if you are feeling like hungry, you are feeling like angry, like that. That is also a chemical reaction. Your sensory organs, you are sensing something, is a different chemical reaction. Everything inside our body has got a several reason, and it undergoes some chemical reactions. Our hormones, release of hormones, all these are nothing but several series of chemical reactions. So the chemistry, whatever we have seen, that there is a lot of chemistry is involved in the surroundings, right from the metals to the energy, but there is a even more chemistry is involved So in the case of this inside our body, let us see that. So see here the biosphere. You can see the ecosystem biosphere. So biosphere means, what is meant by biosphere? So our surroundings and our environment, especially. So and continue completely the combination of ourselves, human as well as the animals, so as well as the plants, all these things. So hydrosphere, atmosphere, all these things is called biosphere. The biosphere is sorry, so is because of the, it starts with the with an atom. You can see I have taken out this picture. So it starts with the atom. Yes. So okay, sorry. So it starts with the atom, where the combination of atoms, a combination of atoms, two or more atoms to give the molecule, you know, that hydrogen and oxygen to give the water molecule, where those molecules will combine together to form the gained molecules or macromolecules, which, so in the aerobic conditions, in the aerobic conditions at the presence of cyanobacteria, so organelles, formation of organelles, and which given the origin for the production of a cell. We all know that our body, everybody know that our human body or human thing is started with a cell membrane, mitochondrial cells or any cell membrane. So that cell is because of the made up of the several combination of organelles, which are the main products of the different macromolecules, and these macromolecules are the main results of the production of atoms from the molecules. So that means our journey started with an atom. But generally our journey started with cell, we'll say, but that cell journey started with an atom. So the main starting material or these thing is atom, which goes to the cells, and our journey starts with cell, and that cell can able to produce several tissues and organs. You know that we in biology, people especially know that the cells are the main reasons which can able to produce several tissues and organ, which develops the organs in our body, and that develop organs can able to produce a system, and that system is nothing but will give a life to the people, is nothing but an organism is developed. So entire our body or flesh or anything is the main product is because of the result of the cell, a production of a single cell. That cell is going to develop their own organs. I don't want to give much deeper this. So that organs will give the life to the one organism. So, but cell, where the cell is made because of the these atoms. So the ancestor of the cell or the starting material for the cell is atom, which produce the cell, which gives the organism, and which can able to we can able to generate population. One organism can able to develop a community. You know that community. So community means a collection of people, several types of people. So those they are developed because of the one organism, and that communities will make the an ecosystem and the biosphere. So that means our biosphere or our ecosystem. So this is because of the atom itself. We can say atom. That atom is the main source which can able to give these biosphere or ecosystem. See here, let us see this and breathing and cellular respiration. As I told you, we all know that breathing. Okay, so breathing, our muscle cells contraction, our muscle cells expansion. So because of the exercise, so our workouts, we will take more breathing. Why? The lungs are the main sources of breathing. We know that the lungs will take the is the cause of breathing, and they have got these pores where they can absorb the oxygen. So they will take oxygen. We will intake the oxygen. We all know that we will intake oxygen. So we will take oxygen and we will release the carbon dioxide. how we are releasing carbon dioxide, how we are getting, because we are taking oxygen, where the carbon dioxide is coming from. So this is a process of chemical reaction. It is called respiration. It is called cellular respiration, where this oxygen is utilized so to digest so the food that is we eat, that is sugars or carbohydrates, into that energy and ATPs. That ATPs reaction where adenosine triphosphate, where that oxygen we breathe, so will burn these sugars or carbohydrates to the energy. Because of that, we will produce the carbon dioxide, and there that carbon dioxide is there in the bloodstream, and because of the enzyme action called carbonic anhydrase. So okay, carbonic anhydrase, and there is an enzyme which carbon dioxide is hydrolyzed to balance the pH of the blood, and which releases the carbon dioxide. So the oxygen is taken inside, and we take the breath in the lungs, and that lungs will give the supply these oxygen to the muscle cells. These muscle cells, they carry out these oxygen. So that oxygen carrier, you know that muscle cells take the in the inside that there is a blood where the hemoglobin. That hemoglobin is the main cause for the carrying the oxygen from the lungs to the heart or anything blood. So they carry the oxygen, and inside that bloodstream, so again it releases the carbon dioxide because of the cellular respiration. As you see, that sugar will give the ATP reaction and will give the carbon dioxides, and this carbon dioxide is again released to the lungs, and it is released in the atmosphere. So it's same thing is reversal happen in the ecosystem, that is plants, where the plants can able to take the hard carbohydrates, and they can able to prepare their own food. Their own food means their own carbohydrates by the absorption of carbon dioxide in the presence of sunlight with a pigment called chlorophyll. We all know that chlorophyll is a pigment where that pigment utilizes this carbon dioxide to give the to produce their own food. I will show that slide. So, and they release the oxygen. So that means you can say entirely the same, similar, and quite opposite reactions are taking place in our respiration and plants respiration. So there is a very much linked. Our life is linked with the plants. We all know that plants are very much useful for us because they are giving us oxygen means. So our life and plants very much pretty related. Unless the carbon dioxide is there, the plants cannot sustain. But unless the plants, we cannot sustain because of they release the oxygen. So this is a cellular respiration, and breathing is a chemical reaction. So that means without chemistry, can you sustain means we can say no, because without chemistry, suppose you cannot breathe. That means నేను కెమిస్ట్రీ లేకుండా లేను, నేను చదవను అంటే నీ బ్రీతింగే కెమికల్ రియాక్షన్. కాబట్టి అంటే ఎవ్రీ సెకండ్ you are enjoying the chemistry, and every second you are doing the chemistry knowingly, unknowingly, as I told you. So as I see that artificial respiration is also where you can see the scuba divers, they can go deep inside. So they can take, because they cannot able to take that oxygen completely, they can mix up with the helium and oxygen mixture for diving instead of compressed air, that is air and nitrogen. So you know that the scuba divers can able to take carry some cylinders, so along with them, and they go much deep diving. Where you are going very much deep to the ocean means the pressure is getting very higher and higher. So high pressure, all of a sudden, if you go out or come out, then it will create a generally bubbles, knots in the blood, so that our veins, because of the pressure change, high pressure to the normal atmospheric pressure, our cells got damaged. That's why generally they will take helium oxygen, helium mixture of helium and oxygen. This is artificial respiration. This is there generally given in the artificial respirations. So artificial respirations. See here, and let us go to the another thing that is in the this thing, that is fermentation, especially the very important aspect of the chemistry in the very interesting research that was given by Louis Pasteur. That Louis Pasteur is the scientist who invented the fermentose. He observed the fermentation of the yeast-like enzyme, where containing enzyme, that is gymase, which is producing the. Just wait a minute. Hello, sir. Sir, 10 to 15 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, na? Hello? Hello? Okay, 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, I will stop. I'll conclude. ఎన్ని గంటలకండి? హలో, ఒక 5 minutes లో క్లోజ్ చేయొచ్చా? హలో, ఓకే, ఐ విల్ కన్క్లూడ్. Sorry for that, I'll conclude. So yes, this is the fermentation, where you can see this all the bakery products making curd, alcohol. This is all because of the fermentation process. Yeah. So this is the this Edward Buckner is won the Nobel Prize because of the invention of this fermentation by this yeast secreted enzyme called gymase. Okay, and let us go to the photosynthesis, where you can see the flow of energy in biosphere is coupled primarily to the carbon dioxide and oxygen cycle to give the, where the sunlight, see here, the plants, what is generally we cannot able to prepare our own food, synthesize our own food, but the plants can able to synthesize their own food only simply because of the sunlight and taking the water. Only thing is we have to give is input the water or supply the water, that's enough. And they can able to synthesize their own food, they can able to synthesize their own carbohydrates. And this is the photosynthesis, where the carbon dioxide and water, in the presence of sunlight, there is a pigment called that chlorophyll to produce the carbohydrates. And this is because of the chemistry. And healthcare, you can see that healthcare, where a lot of medicines nowadays, and the we are our life has become very much easier and very much beautiful because of the invention of different medicines. Everything, diagnosis, right from the diagnosis to the medicines. Diagnosis means a lot of techniques like X-ray, MRI scanning. These are all because of these different aspects of chemistry and different chemicals, like and several types of medicines like disinfectants, vaccines, antibiotics, vitamins, and therapeutic agents. So like diagnostic agents, these are all the healthcare. Also, the chemistry plays a very, very, very important role, especially right from disinfectants. Disinfectants means the antibacterials, antimicrobacterial agents, like our sanitizers. Nowadays we are using sanitizer, hand wash. These are all disinfectants. Only the thing, we are very lucky that sanitizer can save a lot of lives especially in this pandemic situation. See here, the chlorine, we know that the disinfectant, and this this phenol. The phenol is a very much useful antiseptic agent, which can be decomposition caused by the microbe, that is sepsis. So by the form of vitrification, which was actually prevented by the use of this phenol. And some diagnostic agents like I told you, the X-rays and the MRI. These are all the useful techniques that were developed as the diagnosis agents. Yes, that was only. Okay, so coming to the MRI, where you can see the magnetic resonance imaging, which gives which tells nowadays cancer clots or anything. The diagnosis is very much easier nowadays because of these CT scans and MRIs. This is all because of the determination of the magnetic resonance of protons. Protons is nothing but H plus protons present in our body or anything. Okay, so as well as the vaccines and antibiotics. So several vaccines and antibiotics have developed. We know that vaccine so is vaccination is a very much important nowadays. Also, you can recognize the importance of vaccination, especially there is under development for the COVID also. So the father of modern pharmaceutical industries is nothing but Paul Enrich, who made the first synthetic drug called Salvarsan, which was used for the syphilis, and this is the very much laid an origin for the pharmaceutical industries and synthetic drugs, the first synthetic drug. So that laid a foundation stone for the development of several pharmaceutical industries. But for this, he awarded a Nobel Prize. Until and unless the king of medicine, that is penicillin, was developed in 1940s. So, and in antibiotics also, Alexander Fleming is the scientist which saved a lot of millions of people in the world war because of the development of this penicillin. Is a very much wide range, actually range of antibacterial, wide spectrum, broad spectrum antibiotic, which was very now also the penicillin is much widely used as an antibiotic. You know that antibiotic uses there is a lot of uses in the antibiotics and vaccination also. Edward Jenner is the scientist who has vaccination, invented the vaccine, adapted by the immunized diseases, and also the anesthesia also. Without anesthesia, we cannot imagine the cutting or operations nowadays because of this anesthesia also, which gives us this thing. And in vitamins, you know that vitamins, so vitamin A, B, several classes of vitamins deficiencies creates a lot of health problems in the people. But now that was rectified because of the development of synthetic vitamins and vitamins that are synthesis. Because of this chemical synthesis, we are now preparing the vitamins, and the vitamin deficiencies were decreased because of these developments. In the agriculture also, we have got a lot of useful techniques are there, but because of time being, I am very much sorry for that, and I will because time being, I will stop this. As for the request of the our HOD sir, so this is all. This is the revolution where the green revolution, use of pesticides, fungicides, pesticides, and the blue revolution, aquaculture, and white revolution by Varghese Kurian, which gives which enhance the milk production in India. And also, as I want to give you the final word, that the chemistry is undeniably, so very prominent part of our life. And as I define the chemistry as like this: community, health, environment, medicine, industry, science, teaching, research, and you. So I finally sincere thanks to the Department of Chemistry and Principal Sir and Sri Sivaji Sogaru, and lecturer in biochemistry of MVN, GS and DVR College, Malkipuram. Thank you very much for your attention. So this session I can open for the doubts. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your attention and giving this opportunity.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you for your very useful and informative lecture. All our students are very attentive during this. You have given us very useful and wonderful. I've been using cars that have been using these airbags and all, but I don't know all this because of sodium azide. That is also a wonderful fact that you have given to us, and I'm also enlightened through your.
Thank you.
Thank you for your.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's a pleasure for me to associate with you, sir.
The session will end with Satish Shar's closing remarks, followed by vote of thanks by Satish.
Voice is not clear, I suppose.
I request Madam to vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. Good morning. Welcome to the final session of Vote of Thanks on the guest lecture. At all, I would like to thank our beloved Principal Sir S. Prabhakar Sir, and I would like to thank our in-charge Principal G. Venkatrao Garu, and I would like to thank our resource person Dr. P.L. Kishore Garu for this wonderful guest lecture. I thank IQAC coordinator N. Raju sir, and I thank Srinivas sir and Pavan Kumar sir for his technical support, and I thank KVH Vijay Prasad sir, Vijay Kumar sir. Special thanks to S&D Prasad sir, and I congratulate Department of Biochemistry and Chemistry to organize the wonderful guest lecture. Once again, I thank you very much for giving this wonderful opportunity. Thank you, sir.
So thank you, Kishore sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
We would be seeing the seminar hall in the future.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. I am very much honored to associate with this institute and feeling very happy to see all you in this lecture. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good day, sir.